Hey, welcome to my complete 100% platinum walkthrough for SILENTHILLF. This will be a complete walkthrough of everything required in an optimal format. I'll give you a quick intro in a minute during the first cutscene. Just go through my settings to begin with. So I've chosen English language because I understand that. I know a lot of players do like the original language, but for me, I just like a language I understand, basically. Yeah, I've made it bright just for recording purposes because videos always come out a bit darker. As you probably know by now, if you watch quite a few of my vids, I always like to keep it nice and bright. Now with options, I'm going to increase my controller sensitivity. So when I turn, I can turn a bit quicker. I'll put it in performance mode. And other than that, it's not really many settings you can change. There's a few colorblind settings if you prefer that, if you need that. But yeah, camera sensitivity, I always turn that up. And I'll put show speaker on as well. And that's it. So the unlockables are in difficulty. Make sure you pick story and story. I'll come back to that in a second. But yeah, pick action story and puzzles story. Pick that for them. And outfit doesn't matter. Of course, I've got the deluxe edition. So I've just gone with one of the deluxe items. And when it comes to the bonus items you get, I'm not going to be using them. So don't worry about me using items you might not have. Everything I use is going to be something you can obtain yourself. Except for the costume, of course. But costume does not have any other use outside of cosmetic. So during this first cutscene, let me just give you a bit of an intro what you can expect. So we need to do about 3 playthroughs, unfortunately. Yeah, 3 playthroughs. There's going to be collectibles on every playthrough. We're going to get most of them out of the way on playthrough 1, and then playthrough 2 and 3 will be kind of speedrunning it a little bit and getting a few things along the way. There'll be a few more collectibles, a few other things we have to do for different endings and whatnot. When it comes to collectibles, I will be showing everything required for platinum and most of everything that's kind of optional as well. There'll be some notes I'll pick up which are not necessarily required. I'll be grabbing mostly loot, mostly items, because of course that all helps with having more healing items to use, getting more fates, you can buy more in the shop, things like that. I'll be getting things that we don't necessarily need, but like I say, primarily it's all focused on platinum and anything related to trophies or achievements, and just optional things along the way which will kind of help us out. Yeah, when it comes to the endings, some endings you cannot get unless you've triggered the first ending, or ending 1 and ending 2, or ending 1 and ending 3, for example. When you complete the game for the first time, it does tell you exactly what you need to do to unlock each ending, like gives you the requirements in like a little menu. So that does help, but like I say, you still need to get collectibles across different playthroughs. If you're following this on a New Game Plus because you played blind yourself, it might be advisable to just start a new game, guys, and follow me from there. Because like I say, there's collectibles which we'll need to get in playthrough 1, then in playthrough 2 that collectible will spawn as something different, and then again in playthrough 3. So if you miss certain collectibles in playthrough 1, it could mess it up in playthrough 2, even if you choose to start this on New Game Plus. So if you choose to follow me, guys, yeah, you might want to follow me from the start. Now in terms of how long each playthrough is going to take, I've been through this in about 4 hours, and that wasn't even very optimal. So this first playthrough is 100%. It's probably going to take somewhere near 5 hours, maybe just below. And then of course the other 2 playthroughs will be a bit quicker. So hopefully we can get all this done in under 10 hours. Give or take. It might be a little bit more. I'm going to try to get it lower, but I think it's going to be about 10 hours for full platinum. Remember, this is an optimal way I'm showing you. I'm skipping all cutscenes as well. So cutscenes you can watch yourself. There is no speedrun trophy, anything like that, that's affected by getting through the game quick. So get through the game in your own time. You've got this to follow and watch cutscenes, explore other areas if you want to. There are some things where you can kind of go out of the way. There's not necessarily anything to collect, but your character will have some dialogue and that might update the journal slightly just with some information she's discovered. I'm not doing things like that. But like I say, anything required I'll be doing. And when it comes to difficulty, we do eventually have to play on the hardest difficulty. You cannot access story and hard from the start, but you unlock a new difficulty after completing the game once. Lost in Fog or something it's called. So we'll be doing that. But first of all, starting story. So if you do like playing games on the hardest difficulty, guys, we have to do it eventually anyway, and you can't do the hardest difficulty yet because it's not unlocked. So you might be better just hang on, playing story first, A lot of stuff does transfer across to New Game Plus, which is nice. So it will make the following playthroughs a little bit easier. But yes, that's pretty much it for the intro. Oh, and the text guide. It's not quite ready yet. But once got it ready, I'll start adding it into the description. I'll link it there. It's a Google Doc at the moment. And I hope to get that ready by part 2 or part 3. The reason it's not ready yet is because I'm hoping to put map screenshots in it and put numbers on the map. Just help you to find things. Because you can just open the map and it'll show you exactly where it is if you look at the map in the Google Doc. And of course there will be text instructions as well. But anyway, to begin, come left up this hill and it's your first file, article, serious issues in, I'm not going to pronounce that. But yeah, that's one of your first documents. Like I say, some of these documents are not necessarily needed for Platinum, but I will be showing you where most of them are. Now you're going to come back down here. That's our house where we started. Now as you go past your house, the next house on your right will have a note as well, just in front of it over here. Yes, that'll be another document, local doctor's note. The reason I want to show you what every piece of loot is because a lot of them you can sell for faith, and with more faith you can increase and obtain more character upgrades, which will be nice. So anything you find which can be offered for faith, do not use it as a healing item, guys. Only use like red pills or a bandage or a first aid kit, things you can't sell. So these are basically your save points, these shrines, Hakaras. So save your game there, guys. You can't buy any upgrades yet, that'll be a bit later, but you normally buy upgrades at them shrines. Right, so carrying along here next. Yeah, if you go left up them steps, your character will talk about something and it'll update the journal. But it's not actually anything to physically collect. Things like that are things I'm not going to point out to you unless it's tied to trophy, because there's one or two things later on you have to approach it and it just triggers a trophy just to find it. Come down here. Somehow somebody missed a postbox, this letter. So I'm going to grab that document, article, serious issues. Once got that one, continue downwards. And then we've got a missed trophy coming up first. So you'll be chased by the fog monster. And you have to avoid the fog monster and escape without taking any damage. That doesn't necessarily mean letting the fog monster catch up to you. As you're running away, there'll be like red moss on the floor. And if you walk in that red moss, that can damage you as well. So when you're escaping from the fog monster, make sure you avoid any red moss on the floor in your path or any like red tendrils sticking out from the walls, anything like that, guys. Avoid running into them, so they can damage you as well. But on story difficulty, whenever you want to heal, you can just wait till you get to shrine and that heal you up automatically. When it comes to combat, I'm not quite sure what to think of combat yet in this game. Yeah, we'll see how we go on when I'm doing 100%. And taking my time a bit more with it. Yeah, carrying along here. The combat in this is very easy in this first video. It's quite hard when you first come across a type of combat. But the way I'm going to explain it to you here is going to make its first fights really easy. And hopefully it's going to set you up for combat going forward. So carrying along here, another cutscene. So now we're going to get chased by the fog monster. Yeah, there's a lot of fog in this. So just carry on running towards the screen. That's it, do not let them red flowers catch up with you. Like I say, it will damage you. And in a moment when we're actually running forward, that will be on the ground in front and you have to avoid it. Right, so now just keep running forward. And if you do mess up this trophy, so now, yes, we need to escape this monster without taking any damage. Like I say, avoid running on the red moss on the floor. And stay away from the tentacles sticking out from the wall. If you do take damage, you can quit the main menu and try again. Or you can just wait till New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus, guys, when we have to do this again. So it's not like you have to do it now. You'll get more chances later. Yeah, shimmy through there. Keep on running forward. Go right. Crouch beneath this. Enemies can kill you really quick, even on story difficulty, of course. So it's going to be really helpful when we're grabbing every single healing item we come across. So keep on running forward. And we don't have too much further to go now. So once you get to the end, you will basically come to a dead end and you'll be probably panicking, thinking he's going to catch you. Where do I go now? But just running around in a circle. That's all you got to do, run around in 5 circles, guys, to trigger a cutscene, and there you go. Like the fleeing hare. That's what you get when you escape the fog monster without taking any damage. Right, so that's the first trophy out of the way. Carrying forward, yes, you are a bit damaged at this point, but like I say, you don't need to waste any healing items. So you get note from Shu and get red capsules. Red capsule used to heal. in New Game Plus, New Game Plus Plus, we can't use them. Otherwise, you can avoid other endings. Yeah, grab that bandage. Bandages heal you a lot more. But you can only hold, I think, 3 in one stack. Good thing about red pills, you can hold 99 in one stack. So you've got the red pills, which are story related. You've got the bandage. Carry forward, ignore the ladder, run to the end of the alley, and you'll find some more red capsules on the gas tank. Run back and climb up the ladder. Yeah, going forward, this is kind of the speed we're looking at, guys, for the rest of this playthrough. After you climb the ladder, jump over this wall. Yeah, this one is a bit shorter. It's because I was struggling a bit to get this ready on time, you know, with me doing Chronos as well. And I've been kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to make the text guide, how I'm going to do it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the map and make it a bit more detailed than normal, because we might make a more in-depth guide for it as well. So shimmy through here. You'll be coming back to this area quite a lot, by the way. And a lot of areas you go to, they'll be blocked off, and then later on in the story you'll be able to access that area, so it won't be blocked anymore. Yes, come down here. We're going to reach our first enemy soon. Here she is. So it's going to run past her. You don't have a weapon at the moment. Yeah, so just run past the enemy. The stamina can get a little bit annoying in this game. Yeah, stamina is like a key component, and most times stamina is going to be the thing which is stopping you from attacking enemies the most, or getting hit, because you won't be able to dodge. But yeah, grabbing red capsules, carry on along the path. And if you go left over here, there'll be a small alley, and it will lead you to a crawl space. Crawl through here. It's going to lead you to a piece of loot which we can sell. And this radio down here, it's not needed at the moment, but we'll be using this in New Game Plus. Yeah, so grab that Yokon. Yeah, see that radio? We'll be using that in New Game Plus for another ending. Yes, that item we just get. If you ever get an item and it says this item can be used as an offering, never use it to heal. If it says you can heal it, if you can use it to heal, but it says it can also be used to offer, do not use it to heal, because we want to sell them at the shrine in order to get more faith, like I was saying. Because more faith is basically your currency. You need that to buy upgrades and stuff, and to buy random Amamaris. So carrying along here. Go in this house at the top on the left, the shed. Grab the red capsules, and there's another document. Local doctor's note. Right, come back. Now when you go to that far shed, it spawns an enemy down here near the ledge we need to climb up. But if you're quick, you can just run straight behind him, guys, and climb up the ledge before it gets a chance to attack you. Yes, just jump straight up there. That's it, up these steps. And go right again. And you'll find some red capsules in that small container. Carrying along this path. And at the end, we're going to make our way into this building. Yeah, don't even knock, just invite yourself in. And first you want to go right up the steps and enter the door in front, the room in front. This drawer in front of us, the one on the right, will have an item inside it. Yes, Yokon, another item we can sell. Grab the red capsules from the table and then interact with this bloody mask on the floor. Examine it, press X or whatever button, depending on what system you're playing on. And you'll find a key at the back, the bloody key, behind the bloody mask. Right, come back to stairwell. You'll be ambushed now. Dodge past this enemy and grab the back door key. And then we're going to go back downstairs. Yeah, enemies will block your path, but you can dodge through the enemy. So if an enemy's blocking your path, just dodge through them, guys, like so. So make sure you've got plenty of stamina. Now come to the living room. Interact with the drawer on the right to find a bandage. There's a red capsule on the table in the middle. Open the door at the back, and then open the back door with the key which is got. Climb down the ladder, and these are kind of like your abilities, what we're about to grab. You assign these by pressing down on the D-pad, opening your inventory, and then go over to your slots, guys, and you can equip them. You can see what they do when you read them. Yes, this one makes it so when you're healing, normal attacks will not interrupt you. So I'm just going to equip that now. You can only equip one for the time being, but you will be able to equip more later on once you grab them, and we buy more slots. So climb back up the ladder, make our way back upstairs to where you found the back door key, and now we're going to open that top room using the bloody key. So again, dodge past the enemy, up here, and out here. There's no other way we can get past the enemy at the moment, guys. We can't fight them. So if you think I'm avoid fighting them, you don't have a choice, you don't have a weapon yet. You can try standing on the toe or something, but it's probably going to have no effect. So climb down the ladder. Right, make our way along here. We will get weapons shortly, just hold on. There'll be some combat coming up. So yes, carry on to the end. Drop down this ledge. When you drop down the ledge, go right, there'll be an item. Yes, another red capsule. Keep on going across the next path going forward. Dodge past that enemy. And along here, we're going to keep going to the far end on the right. On the far right, and you'll find a bandage right at the end. Enemies do eventually lose track of you. So it's not like they chase you for very far, guys. If you keep running away, they do normally lose sight of you and stop chasing. So yes, grab the bandage, come back along this way, but stay on this side. That's it, you'll find some steps going up at the end. And just on your left is an antique comb. Yeah, grab an antique comb. So this sells for quite a lot. And here's another save point. Hakara. Right, so it's going to go into End Shrine. We're going to sell the Yukon and the antique comb. There you go, that'll give you 360 faith. We're not going to use it yet. We're going to save up our faith until we can actually buy upgrades. Like I said, it's not unlocked yet. So I'm going to save my game. Yeah, 10 minutes so far. Might have took you a bit longer. Of course, watching cutscenes and whatnot. So carry on past that shrine. No, wrong way. Yeah, so here we go. So we're going to get a weapon finally, a steel pipe. Okay, so to kill this enemy quickly, press R2, do a heavy attack which will stun it, and then 2 or 3 light attacks and it'll kill it straight away. So heavy attack with R2, be quick, and then R1, R1, and maybe a third. Normally a second one will kill it, but sometimes you have to hit it a third time. Grab a bandage, that's the first enemy defeated. So enemies, they take a lot more damage when they're staggered, when they're stunned. And if I just kept doing R2 attacks, it would have probably took a bit longer to kill. It's quicker just to stagger them and then use light attacks. That enemy, no need to kill it, just run past. You don't get anything for killing enemies. Unless it's an enemy which is going to get in our way later. You can just avoid them. So up here is the toolkit. Use that for repairing your weapons. Your weapons will eventually disappear if you let them break completely. So the idea is to repair a weapon before it breaks. Of course, you want to make sure it's one of your better weapons. Once you get to the next fork, go left. At the end here, there'll be a small crate. Inside it will be our ammonia. So that greatly restores your max sanity, but also it can be offered to sell. So again, remember, any items which can sell, that's what we're going to be using them for. So grab that Yukon, carrying up these steps. Right, this enemy can just run past her. Yeah, run straight past her, guys, and carry on. Here, in that crate, is another Ramune. Yeah, forgive me if I'm pronouncing this incorrect, guys. Yes, carrying up the steps, and immediately on the right, just before that shrine, is a red capsule. Yeah, now grab a steel pipe, and I'm going to save the game. Yep, and in the shrine, guys, you want to sell all your offerings again. Yeah, because believe it or not, you can run out of inventory space, so you'll find things and you can't pick them up. Yeah, so make sure you're always selling your offerings whenever you come across a shrine. So save your game and then come across here, and now you've got a little gauntlet. So you've got 3 enemies to defeat. There'll be 1 to begin with, and then 2 will spawn at once. So again, R2 and then R1 2 or 3 times. That's it. Remember, attacking an enemy when they're stunned will do more damage. Just wait here, because the next enemy spawns right in the middle and the other one comes at the back fence. We'll kill this one first. Try not to step on that red moss on the outside because it can damage you, but if you're attacking an enemy, it should be okay. So again, R2 to stagger them, and then light attacks. They might not get staggered during the R2 attack, by the way, if they're kind of doing an animation or they're about to attack themselves. So if that happens, just dodge back, wait for their attack, and then attack them afterwards. So that's your trophy, surrounded by fog, for completing almost the first area, kind of. And then for this first puzzle, guys, yes, so come to the end and interact with this. And then you want to put the fan on the 5th stand. Yeah, so from left to right, I'm calling this number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, from left to right. And you basically have to put the correct object with the same knot. It's got to be on the same stand with the same knot symbol as well. So basically the fan has to go on stand number 5. The vase has to go on stand number 3. The mouse has to go on stand number 2. The coat needs to go on stand number 1. and the fish needs to go and stand in number 4. Like I say, you have to match up the knot on the object with the same knot symbol on the actual stand, and that's how you do that puzzle. And then when you get control there, just run to the fire door, guys. That's it. Trigger cutscene and you'll escape that section. Now we're in the shrine area. Yeah, so while we're here, we're going to continue forward. Yeah, this is the shrine path. There's quite a few paths here. You can't take them all at the moment. You have to wait until a bit later when you trigger the enemy. But yeah, there'll be a stronger enemy here. Some of the enemy types in this game, they can be quite annoying to fight. What I find about this is because of the way the enemies move, you know, they kind of got like that glitchy movement. I'm not quite sure how you describe it. Like jittery. You know, like the Grudge movies. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit like that. And it makes it hard to read their attacks. So I find it quite hard to know when to dodge and counter. But I'm hoping going forward we can just get away to kill enemies really quickly, like I have done them last few enemies. Because when I first went through this, it took me a lot longer to kill the very first enemies in the game, and I've taken a lot of damage. But as you can see, if you just R2, R1, 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 you knock them out really easily. So you come along here, go right and grab a scrap of paper document, and then approach the shrine and you'll get a dagger. Yeah, the Kaiken weapon. So now we're going to keep following the fox mask. Yeah, you still can't go down the other paths yet. Yeah, you still pretty much have to follow him. There will be a few items in a second to pick up, and there'll be a save point right near the end of the video. I'm going to try to end every video at a shrine, a save point. Yeah, so you get a cutscene there. Right, so we're going to go left afterwards. I think this is east, if you open the map. There's going to be a document in a second and a bandage. So document will be on your left. Here it is. Yes, that is the scrap of paper. And then over the far end near the next bridge should be a bandage. There it is on that rock. Yeah, grab a bandage, guys. Come down here, not a bridge, but a few near the next set of steps. Yeah, follow the fox mask up to that shrine vault. And then you want to grab that Yokon near the shrine and grab that red capsule. So once you approach that shrine vault, it will update for you to go back to the middle. And that's it, that'll be your next objective. But you're going to save the game, guys. As always, sell any offerings to get some faith. And we're going to record our progress. And that'll be it for part 1. So yes, it should be a lot longer going forward, guys. I tried to keep to 30-minute videos. But yeah, that's it for part 1. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on part 2 tomorrow.